my Pisces risings. Welcome. Welcome, Pisces, to your 2026 year ahead. Welcome. I am Haley, otherwise known as Moon Girl, otherwise known as at my Moon Girl readings on Instagram. If you came from Instagram, welcome. If you are new here, welcome. I like to refer to myself as Moon Girl, and I thought it'd be cute if y'all were the Moon Gang. Y'all can be Moon Girls. Moon Girls is gender neutral. Other than that, I would just like to say thank you so much for tuning in. If you did find this video, there's definitely some messages for you here for your 2026. And the structure of the video today is we're going to go ahead and go into 7 major transits that are going to be happening in 2026 for Pisces risings. And then because each and every chart is so nuanced, because each of us are so nuanced and different from each other, I want to roll these astro dice and use chance and probability to kind of fill in the gaps and get a very specific message for you. And then last but not least, this is a book that I have. It has 365 pages. So I've been pulling a random page from this book, and it's going to give us a date, and that date I'm going to use as a important or special date for you in 2026. This also has a message of guidance. So that is the video today. I have to introduce you guys before we get started to cute little freebie, free 99 little shoddy that's sitting right there. She's called the subscribe button. Really helps me out, lets me know that you guys like the video, if you guys thumbs up the video. And if you are looking for your rising sign and it has not been posted yet, or you're looking for someone else's rising sign, like a partner or a family member or anyone that you are wondering about, go ahead and click the bell button and then it'll notify yours right away. And so you'll be notified as soon as yours is posted. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the 7 transits. First transit, number 1, is Jupiter. So Jupiter is going to be exiting and wrapping up in Cancer. So what does this mean for you Pisces risings? Well, you guys have water within your guys' 5th house. So you guys have Cancer, and Jupiter's been moving through there. So for the second half of 2025 and the first half of 2026, there would be a focus on expanding upon what brings us joy. Who brings us joy? What do we like to do solo that brings us joy? Leo energy is actually very solo dolo energy. So anything that you like to do, just you, yourself, and you, rediscovering joy, whether that's in the little things or that is actually finding different things that give us the will. Quite literally, the 5th house is a creative dharma house. And so actually 5th housers, we have a lot of 5th house placements, having fun, enjoying life, a light heart, performing or acting or dancing or just being creative in general, creating something. The 5th house rules over birth. This rules over children too. Anything that puts us back into a youthful spirit, a light heart, this is what we're expanding upon. We're expanding upon our joy. And so Jupiter is karmic and rules over the Akashic records, right? So the Akashic records is everything that was, is, and will be, right? So I found personally when Jupiter was going through my 5th house that I was rediscovering, I played an instrument that I had not picked up for like over 10 years. And I actually got like a new chord for it for my electric guitar. And I started playing instruments, which I love so much. It was a lost, forgotten love for a little bit. And then I also got into karaoke. I ended up going out to karaoke a lot. So there could be things like this, anything from childhood. And again, the 5th house rules over the arts, all different forms of arts, or just it could be comedy, it could be quite literally whatever your mode of expression is. This also can be showing us how to use what we've got. And this can be whoever we live with. This could be like baking materials that we already have had. This can be, the friends that we're hanging out with. We could just really have a better gauge of what we like to do in our downtime that's going to make us feel happy. And so we have that, and then we also have a big emphasis on what does our heart truly desire. Not now, the fifth house is very, very authentic, right? It cannot lie about what its heart's desire is. If its heart's desire is to like get the opportunity to go out on a date, to tell that person you want to be more than friends, to if you are kind of choosing between two people, like these are the things that the fifth house says, what do we really want, right? What does our heart desire? And this also could be like the type of life we want to live. This can be our dreams and aspirations in terms of what we desire. And the question that Jupiter is asking us is, what does the heart want? Right? So defining our heart's desires is also kind of also our love languages. Romance could be a really big thing with Jupiter in the fifth house. So we could be going out on dates, or even if we have a partner, we could still be going out on dates, having fun. This is a more fun cycle of our life and an area of life that is pushing for us to expand in the realm of fun. Now, this also can be a bit of a fertility house. So if anybody is wondering about pregnancy or anything like that, the Jupiter in moving in Cancer through the fifth house can talk about children also coming into the picture. And so that's what we have for that. And then I would also say with Jupiter opposing the 11th house, like who we're evolving into, who we want by our side for that, kind of pushing the envelope in our own life of trying some new and different things. I would say all of that's the first transit. And then the second transit is that Jupiter will be exiting Cancer and moving into Leo. So you guys have Leo in the sixth house. Whatever houses we have fire in are the very powerful areas of our chart. We tend to, especially with Aries and Leo, we just tend to be stars there. Like we got that down. That is not an area of life that we are unfamiliar to. There tends to be a lot of passion back behind this, whether that passion, whatever emotions that passion brings up, right? We feel very passionate about this area of life. So you guys could have always been somebody who was pretty passionate in the area of life of your health, of well-being, of productivity, of being of service to others, of romanticizing your life. And this can even be habits and routines and working out and very much the physical side of our health. This could be scheduling. What time do we wake up in the morning? Very much like habit stacking and like kind of life hacks like that is the sixth house. And so with that being said, when we have Jupiter that's going to be moving through the sixth house, we are going to be expanding upon the routines that we already have. So what do our mornings look like? What do our nights look like? And what does our week look like? We are getting into the Virgo-esque tiny details. And this is a great transit for implementing systems that are going to make our life easier, and we will be very thankful because the next house after that is the seventh house, which is our lifestyle and when we bring people into the picture, right? So the sixth house is more of a solo house, and so is the fifth house. The fifth house can talk about children and dating. However, the sixth house is a little bit more solo, right? And then also our body. So this can be getting enough sunlight. This could be what supplements do you want to take. This could be getting blood work done. This can be getting in for the physicals, the checkups. This can be cleaning routines. And speaking of cleaning routines, it is opposing the 12th house. So if the 6th house is very physical and reality, then the 12th house is the inside of our mind that creates our reality, our mental health, our spiritual health, our emotional health, all of that good stuff. And so how they say, this is like a perfect analogy for the 6th and 12th house, is when they say your room and like how clean it is a reflection of the inside of your mind. That is a two-way street. So I like the 6th and 12th house transits because after a while of watching them play out in my own chart, and just what I've observed from other people's charts who have a lot of 6th, 12th house placements, is one really helps out the others. So the therapy, the QHHT, I think it's like MDMR, EFT tapping, the meditation, the, whether you're religious or spiritual, those routines, being careful of what we digest audibly, being careful of what we digest visually, being in control of our own energy and, kind of our own bandwidth, making sure we don't burn out. There's a really, really big kind of importance for balance here. And so anything that we can do, and truly when it comes to the 12th house too, if it takes a village, if it takes some time, it is so worth investing into the subconscious. So I tend to find with 6th and 12th house placements or transits that reading is really, really huge too. And like getting sleeping patterns down. Sleep will be a priority. So we're wanting to balance any work shifts, this can also be new work opportunities for us when it passes through the 6th house. So if you've been looking for a job, or, if you are wanting to move up in your career, if you're wanting to kind of see some movement, Jupiter is going to put us in the right direction. Now, whenever Jupiter passes through a house, Jupiter is the learn by doing house. So it really, really rewards when we put ourselves out there and when we take the chances, and also when opportunities are presented to us, when we act on those opportunities. So manifestation's a big one here too. The 12th house is visualization. So, scripting or manifestation boards, things like that. Really important as well. Leading us into the 3rd transit, we have Saturn entering Aries. So now we're getting to the Pisces Aries sort of transits that are going to be happening this year. So you guys have Aries in your 2nd house and Saturn. So Saturn's going to be moving through your guys' 2nd house for 2 years. What happens when Saturn enters our 2nd house? Well, Saturn will give us rewards, huge rewards. And it also is going to give us results that can really, really last for the long term. We're talking long-term results. We're talking the long game. The long investment game is Saturn. And when Saturn enters a house, it typically we are naturally very sober in this area of life. Like if we were like rose-colored glasses, la di da, c'est la vie, YOLO, like mañana, like we were just kind of not taking control over this house. There is such a switch that flips when Saturn enters the picture. It is very much, I say this example all the time, but it is like if your father sat you down in a room and said, work on your homework, and we did whatever we were going to do, and then you hear your dad about to check up on you, and it's like, oh, I gotta write a whole essay in like 0.13 nanoseconds. That is Saturn. So when Saturn comes into a house, it is really when we are sober. It's when we're taking responsibility, even if that is hard to do, because we really want to face the truth. We really want to see what we're working with. Saturn says, what are we working with? And let's climb, because I believe in my own potential. I believe in that I can achieve anything, that I can get past any obstacles. So Mars feels exalted in Capricorn for this reason. Mars is meant to destroy any obstacles. And Capricorn tends to do this in a way in which we take authority again. So with the 2nd house, this is our values. So we may need to weed out people, circumstances, environments, habits, routines, thoughts, that anything that we're attached to that just does not serve us anymore. And really, it could be a variety of things with the 2nd house. So if you're feeling like it's time to weed out, we're looking at things soberly, we cannot ignore what we're seeing, that is the move to make. Some people may push back. Now, this is when Saturn really, or life can push back, right? And then that's when Saturn really steps into its authority, takes control of the situation, and executes the objective, right? So this is a good time to negotiate any sort of deals with rent or any sort of, if you purchase something, negotiation with that. This is a good time. The second house rules over our assets. So this is a great time to get your tags paid on your car, to get your car, tuned up, to check all the bills, check the subscriptions. Anything related to finance is absolutely huge here. However, this is also our relationship with money. Taking power back into our own hands is huge with Aries, though. Different than other second house placements, Aries thrives when things are in their own hands. And so you could just find too that this is the next 2 years, but especially 2026, this is when our values are really changing for the better. We're just going to find that we're more responsible. Maybe we are not going to, say that thing even though we really, really want to, but it's just not going to help. Or, we are going to have that hard conversation that we've been avoiding because at this point we're like, bro, this is what we're dealing with and we're going to address it. And usually this results in a cleanup of finances, like getting out of debt, like getting and working hard, or making the adjustments within even like our habits, our thoughts to attract and align what we really have been wanting asset-wise, luxury-wise, security-wise, partner-wise, anything like that. So the next transit's going to be Neptune entering Aries. So Neptune has this energy where the lines are blurred. So actually for 2 years, the first 2 years, because Neptune's going to be moving through here for a while. We're talking more than 10 years. So with Saturn moving through here, this is huge. You're going to make more progress in the first 2 years of this Neptune transit than we would perhaps in any of the other part of the Neptune moving through Aries transit. And that is because we have Chiron the trainer here, first of all, but we'll get to him. And then we're going to have Saturn. So not only is Neptune going to give us the ability to say, when it comes to my wildest dreams, luxury-wise, partner-wise, family-wise, like the Taurus is like what we're attached to. It's what we own. It's what we associate ourselves with. So like habits, routines, immediate family, partners, cars, our finances, all of that. Our values, our self-worth. So when we have these dreams in the material realm, the dream, it's reminding me of that song. There's a song by Big Sean and Kanye West and John Legend, and it's called "The One Man Can Change the World." And in the song, I'm hearing this part where he says, like, I hope you get the pretty girls that's pretty at everything. I hope you get the money, basically. I hope that you get the woman. I hope that you get the life, like the dream life, right? And Taurus is really good at saying I desire or I want. And so when we have Neptune here, this is like big dreams. This is like being able to dream bigger than perhaps we have for ourselves in the material realm. Saturn's going to say, get exactly like our values in line, our people connected to us, and those relationships stable. It's going to just like stabilize. And with Saturn, right? Saturn is seeing things very soberly. So Neptune can actually blur this area of life for us. So the fact that we're having Saturn there is kind of like an equalizer. I think this is going to be a pretty neutral energy. And with Chiron finishing up here for you guys too, you guys have already been working through this. I see this as a total upgrade, like totally going above and beyond, and Saturn being kind of like the karmic test almost, not even like an initiator, because I feel like Chiron has been doing that for you guys for like 8 years. And so they're already very magical and have understood and like healed a lot around self-worth, healed a lot around values, healed a lot around security, inner, outer, and things like that. And so to me, this is pushing the envelope in our own life. Like, let's try this. Like, why not, go past what we originally had thought and shoot for the stars. So, love that. And then we have And this also could be too, like with Neptune, is we could actually, with these goals, like once we achieve them, it could really be this like spiritual experience of, oh wow, I had so much fun in like desiring the things that I wanted. And now that I have it, it could be kind of this like spiritual process of, wow, I remember when like I wanted the partner, or, the procedure or the car, or, whatever, so badly. But maybe like as my values have changed, so did what I desired. And so it's kind of, there's going to be this spiritual aspect too. So if you do find yourself and your desires and your values changing in this way where it's like, wow, you know what, maybe my soul is going to be fed in different ways. Never say never. So next transit we're going to have is the North and South Node leaving Pisces and Virgo and moving into or what we got here, oh yeah, and then moving into the 6th and 12th houses. So you guys have had the North Node moving through your guys' first house. This is destiny meets karmic new beginnings. This is like pouring into self, like rediscovering self. And there could have been like emotional events, especially with partners or very close people within our life, that could have initiated and kind of jump-started us towards our identity and just like new beginnings in life, and wanting to either like work out more or change our appearance, or just learn more about how we can bring out the different powers within ourselves, like through podcasts or reading books or traveling, or quite literally anything. And this could feel so fulfilling because this is somewhat a little bit, you could say, like new for your soul. Like you're having some newer experiences that we may have touched on in previous lifetimes, but we're like in it now, and we can create whatever new beginning that we want. So if you're really, really drawn looks wise to make a change and a difference, or identity wise to make a change or a difference, like with any first house placements, I've been telling people that, like, if you grew up with divorced parents, and let's say you have the parent's last name that you've been saying for a while you want to change your last name, or, even with marriage, right? We change our names. Or even if like you moved overseas and there's just like your native name and you're wanting to like be called by your native name again, or, change your name, or integrate like a new channel name as you, right? Like Moon Girl, or, a rap name, or, this is kind of where we step into different identities and we reclaim our identity. And it really is kind of like a fresh start energy. This fresh start energy is going to continue to appear in 2026. And then the South Node moving through the 7th house can be letting go of certain dynamics and relationships that no longer serve, or purging things that we didn't even really notice were there subconsciously. So this can be with South Node and Virgo. With Pisces in the first house, I got to finish that up. Like North Node, this is like visualizing where we're going so clearly. Like so clearly. It's like that Anything Can Happen song by Ellie Goulding. Anything can happen. It's like beautiful energy. And then on the flip end, we have Virgo, which is like anything can happen. All right. If anything can happen, then let's cross our T's, right? Like the opposite end. So when it comes to our lifestyle, Virgo can be researching and, how to achieve our dream lifestyle, getting very organized, getting our ducks in a row, so to speak. But then also when it comes to the relationships in our life, communication is probably going to be so key. And then also there's this like energy too of, when we have it passing through the 7th house, this can be an energy of like letting go of like self-criticism, or like the timeline of which we thought things should be by now, or stuff like that. Really leaning into the Pisces, let it flow, and essentially just allowing things to not be so definite. Like we're kind of making things more definite, I suppose, in our relationship life. Like we could be using our discernment. So if there's certain things that have been issues, or, anything stopping us from evolving and having a peaceful relationship, that is most likely going to be brought up and examined, and using discernment with ourselves and our own patterns in relationships, and like our own traits as a partner, and then the other person, right? And again, there's a really big theme of using our discernment when looking at this too. So if we've put somebody on a pedestal, let's say, or we have, just haven't paid attention, right? Have maybe given the benefit of the doubt, or, if we kind of have led in our relationships, like innocent until proven guilty, then we may switch a little bit and, say like, let's talk about this, like, or you may notice certain things, because that's just Virgo, right? Virgo picks up on people's patterns. And, so that's the superpower of Virgo. And then Virgo's also problem solver, right? They like to help. So this can be an energy of really working through ourself as a partner and becoming better in that way. Talking to the people in our life. This doesn't have to be partners. This could be anyone that we have a one-on-one connection with. And also just like, I think coming back to people who, with the South Node, like people reappearing in our life, like if a friend traveled for a few months, we hadn't seen them in a while, or an old friend, or people could be coming back to really show us who we want in our life and who we know that we've outgrown at this point. So that is what has been happening and what is going to continue taking place. And then when the North and South nodes do meet up with Jupiter, you guys have Pluto that's moving through your guys' 12th house. So there's a lot of subconscious, like your subconscious is going through a total phoenix. Like this is like a phoenix rising from the ashes placement. And with the North node there, we definitely could have some very, very how do we say it? So the 12th house rules over like letting things go, right? So there could be some things, like if there's anything we have not gotten yet that we desire, there's going to be opportunities for very much that to appear, right? And then if there's anything that we've kind of pushed to the back burner because we just couldn't deal with it, we were too young to deal with it, we were not in the position to deal with it at the time, and that got pushed to the subconscious, Pluto, the god of the underworld, really gonna purge all of that. And with the North node here, we're gonna have assistance to go take stock of like what's not working any longer in order to go exactly towards the vision of what we desire, like things we've always desired. Like this is like the dreams that we've had as a kid. So like very much the same thing. If there's anything that we pushed to the side because we couldn't because we were a kid, also the things that we may have pushed to the side that we really wanted, but maybe it was just a desire at the time. Like if you filmed YouTube videos like when you were young, and it may have been something that we got away from, or like we totally forgot we used to do talent shows, or we totally forgot we wanted to write a book, or we totally forgot that we were always drawn to this country. The North node in the 12th house also talks about faraway lands, so I would not be surprised if you did travel. This is very big past life energy that's going to be happening the second half of 2026 and the second half of 2026. We'll just keep it there. Going to faraway lands, and most likely these faraway lands are where we had been in previous lifetimes. The culture, the people. This is also going to be very, very divine downloads, experiences, dreams. Like we're really getting pushed into the non-physical realm. So we're talking a little bit like pay attention to daydreams, pay attention to messages, pay attention to like crazy things. I could go into this house for so long, but truly, like I'll give one example. I love analogies and examples, but for example, I saw this reel of this girl who had walked into a cafe and there was nobody inside of it. She ordered her drink. By the time she had set up her phone to film this reel, the cafe was packed. And so she's like, pay attention to your energy. Pay attention to the things around you, right? So it's going to feel like with the South Node moving through the sixth house, like we could be having some changes at work. We could be rescheduling, realigning our routines, our daily life. A lot of what Jupiter is going to be doing. And I love that. I love that Jupiter is going to be next to the South Node, because we're going to be really doing things differently. And then we're just going to let go of what no longer serves, to go towards those forgotten dreams, to let go of things. So about letting go of things, this is going to be some energy too, like if reality gets overwhelming sometimes with South Node in Virgo, like maybe we're overthinking. Maybe that voice in our head is not being as kind to us today. Maybe, we're having some quarrels with people at work, or, just people in our life. The 12th house really is this house of like, bro, as a human on earth, I really gotta like check out for a second, or I gotta be in my own energy, or I gotta clear my energy. I gotta do something different. And when you do something different, you talk to the moon, you go and sit by water for a little bit, you just sit in your car and pray or listen to music or whatever. We take a shower and like wash that energy off of you, like whatever little spiritual routine. And there's spirituality in everything, right? Like you'll find, that the, like those moments are going to be like the moments when the clarity comes, where your higher self is connected to God. You'll be able to talk to God. This is like a very close relationship with God. But when we have the nodes, we have like eclipse energy. And so, it's a very, very miraculous house. Again, I could talk about this for so long, but for time's sake purposes, I just want to say that the very things that we felt like maybe we could never let go of, the things that we thought we may never be able to forgive, especially ourselves, this is when we let go of regrets. This is when we let go of the hurt, of pain, of suffering, of those thoughts, and we say like, I want to be free. Oh, I want to break free. Especially with Aquarius in the 12th house, there's this like wanderlust, and like it is spiritual to be sovereign. It is spiritual to be free. That's what just makes us all human. The human desire to be loved for self. So then we have Uranus entering Gemini. So you guys have Gemini in the 4th house. Do I hear move in the next 8 years? You guys could be moving. However, like if you have your IC more so at the beginning of Gemini, then I would say like within the first like 0 to 5 degrees, I could definitely say perhaps like there's going to be basically expect the unexpected. There could be a move, and then it's insane how Uranus works. Uranus is very much expect the unexpected. So you know how they say like in order to quantum leap, there's a movie about this, and I keep seeing a reel for this movie, and it's like a movie where like they keep doing things like out of the ordinary to like change the fate. And that is really Uranus. Now, we can do this. And when we do this, Uranus responds and is just like, yo, it's lit. Let's timeline jump. But sometimes Uranus is like, yeah, they ain't moving. Divine, you would like me to disrupt. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're going to disrupt. Yeah, you are going to get in a minor car accident. Minor. Because you need a new car, and you've been saying that you wanted to gym, and so like that bike that's in the garage that you have totally forgotten about, yeah, we're gonna start riding that every day, and then then it's gonna upgrade us, right? And then maybe we start biking, and then we meet someone at a coffee shop, and they're like, oh my gosh, you bike? And it's like, oh my gosh, Uranus, what has happened in my life? Because what first seemed like a major inconvenience, which Uranus doesn't always do that. Sometimes Uranus is very much like when you're in class, when you're little. Tell me if you remember this. I tend to have a knack for bringing childhood memories to the surface. When you're in class and they say, someone needs to go and give this to this teacher. And like before that moment, you're like, man, I would do anything to not have to sit through this. And then you raise your hand first, or like you just get chosen, and then you get to just like, you're free, la-di-da, I gotta go deliver this over here. It can be like, whether it's seen as good or bad, it is for our evolution. It is an upgrade. And so home life is getting upgraded. Family life is getting upgraded. What else is getting upgraded? Our emotional foundation, which is huge. So if we want like emotional security, our nervous system to just be like so calm, and a domestic life that is beautiful, and a home that nourishes us, and a partnership behind closed doors, and having those domestic traditions, those domestic routines, where we want to live, who feels like home, ohana, motherhood, like all of those things, our own family karma is being purged, like 100%. This is going to be very much too, we may find ourselves doing things very differently than, like running the household very differently than how we grew up. Even if we take some things, we're gonna be very aware of what just didn't work, and the way in which we would personally like to do things within our domestic life. And then this is also going to be opposing the 10th house of our careers, so, and legacies. So this is a very exciting time. You know, it's in those traditional houses of like home and work, of like husband and wife, right? Very, very traditional, masculine energy and feminine energy within us. Now, those are just energies, but those energies are getting recalibrated. So, that's exciting. A lot more balance. This is going to happen. So it may seem like things are going to shuffle in the air before, so that they can get balanced for good. The upgrade will be the upgrade. So for example, this wouldn't surprise me if, you know, mothership, yeah, mothership or fathership. If motherhood or fatherhood came in, and then our new legacy is like, yeah, we are going to be a dad and a grandpa, and you know, the legacy is changing forever. Like, and or we move in with a partner. It's like, all right, we have roots down in San Diego, or you know, wherever in the world, you know, or this could even be, you know, there's different, let's say our sister's getting married, so we have like a new like sister-in-law, and then it's like, oh, all right, like part of my legacy is like, I like this person, like we're gonna bake together like every Christmas, like we're gonna be the people, like that's gonna be someone who remembers me when I pass away. So the people that are coming in are gonna be there for your legacy, and whether that's new people, family dynamics changing, we're moving, the locations are changing. You may also, with Uranus moving into the 4th house, get a peek into your future of where your final resting place will be, which is pretty exciting. So that is really cool. And then you could also get a peek also into past lives where you had lived in a past life. So we do have that energy. And then we have, last but not least, Chiron entering Taurus. So Chiron's going to be entering Taurus. It is going to enter Taurus, so it's going to enter your guys' 3rd house. This is really going to be healing the mind, healing our voice, which is everything. Honestly, Chiron is also where we're going to find, like, I have a feeling, like, as we feel more comfortable to speak, as we feel safer with our thoughts, and our perspectives have just totally opened up and changed, I do feel like this is going to feel not only really healing to us, like we will actively feel that we're healing here, but it's going to be our healing for others, like inspiring for others to see. It's going to show up in the way you talk. It's going to show up in the way you listen. It's going to show up in the way in which you relate to people. It's going to show up in the way you can sit and enjoy the silence, the way that you admire things, the way that you are expressing yourself. And that is really, really cool. So I just see like a total throat chakra activation too. Would not be surprised, if more people wanted to come to you for advice, if more people wanted to bounce ideas off of you, if more people were coming to you for knowledge. I definitely think that reading and educating ourselves and learning new things is kind of the training grounds for this to happen. And it's just going to bring in so much more stability mentally. And I think friends are also going to play a pretty big role in this too. And then if we do have any desires to publish music or writings or start that Substack or that podcast, whatever expression wise we would like to do, this is really going to be where our gifts are coming out with this. So that is the 7 transits. Now we have the dice. So my spirit guides, those lovely, beautiful souls watching's spirit guides, please protect us as we roll these dice, and please let us know what Pisces rising can expect from 2026 specifically to them. Okay. Oh my gosh, what did we just talk about? Okay. Libra, the sign of peace. Mercury. Peace of mind. Peace of mind's coming through in 2026 for you. Like a settlement. Like speaking with love. Like thinking loving thoughts. Thinking about the people in our life and just like how much joy they bring us. Talking to the people that we love. Writing about love. Writing poetry. Like scripting like our desires. Like thinking about our dream lifestyle. Like finding peace. I would even say too, like in friendships, again, peace and like really good conversations in our relationships, relationships that are going to, you know, even if they are not peace and love, they are going to recalibrate the balance and come back into a place of balance through honoring what's fair. Then we have the 7th house. So this is also partnership. So, I mean, this is double Libra energy. That is amazing. This is a very sensual year for you guys. I feel like very, very sensual. We're going to be feeling beautiful. We're going to want to live our most beautiful life. We're going to feel inspired to. That's what's going to be on the mind. Our most beautiful life on the mind. Think good, feel good, look good, feel good. This is the energy that really wanted to come out for you. So relationship wise too, this is amazing. This is like finding a best friend in our partners, or finding love within our best friends, or the people in our life. Yeah, I really love that. So the 7th house is also business and success. And so if we have a business, people are talking about your business and the desires that we want. We're going to be thinking about how to create success there. So I see success in business. I see success in with the collaborations that we do too. This doesn't even have to be just partnerships. This can be with business partnerships as well. So now that we did that, we are going to finish off with finding out what date is going to be important / special for you guys in 2026. So we have September 27th for you guys. The book says, practice silence and observation. Whew, Horton, here's a whoo. The owls are collectively hooing silence with that 12th house. We talked about that, right? Practice silence and observation. Many words and conversations are spoken without any real purpose or intent, and sometimes that intent is based in ego, fear, or anger. Many people are being flooded with their suppressed emotional traumas, and many of those people may not be consciously on the path or aware of their spiritual self. I don't mean to laugh. This book just like goes for it sometimes, and I love that. People may lash out for no apparent reason. Some may be high strung or stressed out. Repressed emotions are seeking release and expression. This can also be true for those who are on a path and have subconscious traumas, including ourselves. If you find yourself getting into a strange interaction or an obscure conversation exchanging meaningless words, it's easy to be triggered and start responding from our own wounds. Avoid dissipating your energy by engaging with these distractions. Observe what is being communicated without absorbing it into your energetic field. Key. I need that on a license plate. Observe what is being communicated without absorbing it into your energetic field. Everything is not worthy of a response, much less your reaction. Silence yourself and save your energy. Affirmation at the bottom says, I observe myself and others engaging in purposeful interactions. I love this because I feel like this was kind of like the shadow balance to the dice. Like the dice was just like so positive. And I think the guidance truly was guidance on how to make like this energy happen, like the peace of mind, like having conversations with people we enjoy, like talking about their life, like their desires, their relationships in their life. And like this also too is South Node in the 7th house again, like in the 2nd house, like we're weeding out values and just like attachments and just habits, and people that just like don't resonate with us anymore, or you know, even people who do, right? Like even people who do, with Pluto going through the 12th house, we are just like, it is so important to just like protect your energy. And again, like exactly what it said, like observe, right? And whatever you consciously tell yourself inside your mind, that is what it is going to believe, right? So if somebody like talks about work and they're just like, they don't like their job, they don't like their coworkers, they don't like the weather today, they don't like the lunch that they had, they don't like what time they went to bed, like if they just keep going on and on, it is so important for us to really just say, like, I'm a mirror, this bounces right off of me, this doesn't affect me at all, I get replenished with the energy from my own resources, from the universe's energetic bank, and I am replenished and fulfilled after this conversation. Whatever we need to do, I release all other energy that is not mine, and may all the energy that is mine come back to itself. I release the day behind me. It is that simple. Like, as somebody who has 12th house placements, I'm still finding all the ways in which they're superpowers to protect our energy, protect our peace of mind. And I think that that's what, like, the ending message is. I'm very excited, though. Like, truly, Pisces, like, your happy world, your happy place, like, your goals, your desires, the life that you know, no, do not listen to the outside noise. And that Taurus, like, 3rd house, Chiron too, it's like we're going to be able to respond in a way that is also going to be loving, that is just going to be stabilizing. Like, we're going to have that power truly, based off what we value, right? And based off of the new abundance that's coming in, and like new things that are coming in for our life. You're going to see it, right? But reinforcing it with those habits, I think, is going to be key. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys found it helpful for you guys. And other than that, just take care, take it easy, and I will see you guys in an upcoming video.